Welcome back. Episode 2, Applesode 2. This is Apples to Apples. Welcome. Today, we have a new apple for us to try.
Oh, jeez.
That's my partner, Steve. Steve, welcome to Applesode number 2.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks for having me. Again.
Today we have a delightful new apple to try.
Looks like a knockoff to me. I don't know. I'll reserve judgment, even though I'm judging it right now.
All the rage in the apple world lately. Today we're going to be trying the Sugar Bee. You hear that nice, hearty crunch. Very crunchy. I think I got some core. Hearty.
Christ.
There's a good slice of the Sugar Bee apple for you this morning, Steve.
Not much of a core to speak of.
As we dig in on Applesode number 2.
What is this thing called?
Today we're trying the Sugar Bee.
Yeah, this is a Honeycrisp knockoff. Looks like it's got little pimples all over it.
It's a bicolored apple, Steve, known for its sweet notes of honey, caramel, and molasses. Highly crisp, satisfying crunch. Bright red skin, creamy yellow background.
Pass.
Let me give a discerning taste to, again, the Sugar Bee. Trademark. Juicy. Four out of 5 apples.
Yeah, I give it a 1.2. 1.2.
Find the Sugar Bees wherever you find apples today.
It's time for the Steve and Kyle podcast with Steve.
How about this? All right. Yeah. Steve and Kyle, monster truck. We'll just jack the Comanche up a couple more feet.
Oh, you want to make that? I thought we would just pay to have our stuff on and already.
No. Okay. No, we got to build our own.
I feel like this is always your kind of thing. To just make sure you've got another dumb idea in the hopper.
Yeah.
And Kyle.
And now this is Manistee, Michigan. I'm guessing DHLQ. And instead of...
You don't even get DHL.
These are the halfway house employees. Well, you're going to have a guy on parole for some type of very violent murder. And he's going to be launching out of a PVC pipe cannon this gift at your front door. That's how they deliver things in the UP. Either that or snowmobile.
Now, here they are, two guys who are living in style, Steve and Kyle.
Thank you, Melissa. The incomparable Melissa Vaughn.
You ever think we should switch, like, big voice guy?
No.
You like the British tones of Melissa Vaughn?
I do.
She was very nice.
Makes us sound very sophisticated.
I think this is the weirdest job she ever got off Fiverr.
No.
That's true.
There's
a
probably
female selling services online. I would bet.
Yeah. There are some perverts out there who got some real weird stuff recorded by her.
And you know what? She got paid. Good for her. Mm-hmm. Absolutely good for her. Oh, we are pulling back the curtain here. We are. That's the curtain sounder.
Curtain being pulled back.
We are not able. We're not doing this one live this weekend because you're probably all waiting to hear. Hey, how was the trip to Boston?
Yeah.
Well, we got back 24 hours ago, but we're not recording this because we're too old to do that.
Yeah. We got naps to get in.
Be sure to check out. We're planning on putting out little snips of our travels from Boston. So be sure to check our social media. Some are going to be easier on Instagram, which allow for some longer videos. Some are going to be easier on Facebook. Hopefully we can do both. Twitter is a little difficult with file sizes, so we'll be sure to check us out at Steve and Kyle so you can see it here. And then next week we'll give you a recap on anything that stands out about the Boston trip. I'm equally excited, equally nervous about just being physically and mentally drained.
That's definitely going to happen. I'm okay with longer days, but I prefer them to be at the end of the week as opposed to the beginning of the week.
Absolutely.
It's gonna be rough, but that's okay. You know something? We're gonna be able to survive.
We have so many hours to recover that what could go wrong with two men in their mid-30s taking a 24-hour trip to a different city via flight.
Is this officially our fourth 24-hour turnaround trip?
Yeah.
I mean, we did Boston, we did Van Wert.
We've done Austin, we did
Kyle, Texas.
And now Boston again. Yeah. Off the top of my head, this is our fourth trip in 10 plus years of this podcast.
Yeah.
Man, I personally, I'm excited. I can't wait.
Too.
Hopefully I come back with that same mentality.
Yeah.
Because there is something that's been on the list for a little bit now. We're going to a concert. And as we talked about last week, music people generally make you sick, I think is what you said.
Oh, the worst. Yeah.
So when I see on our little list of things that have come up in our personal lives or whatever that we maybe want to reference, I see one that stands out to me. Because I'll add stuff on there all the time just about the angriest things that happened. Like I multiple things that I could get into about myself. But when I see something that you post, I need to ask about. So when I see when I see something that your wife has done.
Yeah.
And I don't know, is this something that we need to keep just you and me? A little hush hush?
Yeah, maybe it's just us here, right?
So everybody out there listening, if you run into Steve's wife, don't tell her we talked about this because again, the chewing 7 years ago finally got her to stop listening to this podcast, if I remember correctly.
Yeah. It's been about that long.
So when you write that Annette bought concert tickets, and then last week you tell me that you think music people suck. And again, the words are maybe a touch different, but they'll mean the same. Disgusting, sick.
No, I mean, specifically last week, it was the people who music is their entire identity. Yeah. They go to shows 5 days a week.
Yeah, the S-Box Canteen with the grease knuckles.
Yes, as seen on our social media feed last week. Yeah. My wife is not one of those people. We'll go to a concert here and there.
Yeah.
We have tickets to go to one of the concerts at the new amphitheater later on this summer. Looking forward to that. Yeah.
Well, when are you going to? No.
Going to Leonard Skinner and Foreigner.
Jesus Christ. I mean, it's not like I expected, whatever 22-year-old is out there doing pop music.
Yeah.
But when I hear about you, and not you, anybody, seeing what is being referred to as Leonard Skinner nowadays.
Right. I think there's maybe one original member.
Didn't they all die? I thought they all died.
No. A bunch of them died in the big plane crash back in the 70s.
I guess I thought that was all of them, and then you know, nephews and friends just kept it going and kept the trademark alive.
No, I think at this point there is one original member. Okay. And then the rest of them are 26-year-olds.
Many original Leonard Skinner. Because, you're probably right. None.
Okay.
Founding guitarist Gary Rossington, March 2023. No original members. They continue to tour and record with the blessing and final wish. Listen, you don't get the final blessing of the original guitarist to keep going.
Well, I wonder how many of them are as original as can be, like took over after the plane crash.
Now, let's go through, because I'm curious on you going to Leonard Skinner later this summer.
Yeah.
One, whose idea that was, and two, your Leonard Skinner fandom.
Mm-hmm.
Because for me, it goes maybe 2 songs deep.
And I'm assuming that it's Sweet Home Alabama.
Yep.
Freebird.
Those are the ones.
Yeah.
So looking at the current members, we've got a drummer who was there from 1971 to 1972, did guitar for a year. He must have sucked because... Oh, and then he went back on guitar in 96 to current, and he does vocals in the mandolin. So you have a guy who has been there since 96 and was there in 1971 to 72. Obviously, the ones in the plane who died in the plane crash hated him, and that's why he was not there any further.
Sure.
Ricky Medlock. Johnny Van Zant, lead vocal since 87. Backing vocals 96. Drums since 99. Guitar and backing vocals 2006, 2009, 2023. Oof. 2023 and 2025. My God.
Okay.
So you're going to have quite a mix there when you see them later this summer.
Yeah.
So my question on your Leonard Skinner fandom, is this the concert that was, is this what was written on the, was this the surprise one?
No.
Okay.
No.
So I could ask you about this. Where does your fanhood go for Leonard Skinner, and whose idea was this one?
Well, when they started announcing the shows that were coming to the new amphitheater,
Yeah.
my wife and I both said, "Oh, we want to let's just go to any show there."
Okay. You just want to see the
tickets.
venue.
Yeah, we want to check out the venue. It's I don't know, I like summertime outdoor shows.
Yeah.
So we looked at the list, and I think the radio station was giving away these tickets. And I was like, hey, I could probably get a pair of tickets to Skinner. It's on a Friday night or a Saturday night in August. She was like, let's do it. So we're just going to see Skinner. I like Skinner, though. I like there's a lot of hits from them that I enjoy.
So you're not thinking that you're going to get to the third song and go, ooh. Because inevitably, Sweet Home Alabama and Freebird are going to be maybe a closer and maybe an encore.
Yeah. But I mean, you got like Gimme 3 Steps. You got Tuesday's Gone. That Smell.
And when you say you mean like they're just out there, right? I've never heard of
the
those.
Breeze.
Okay, I'll post on the
I think
poll.
if you looked up a Skinner Greatest Hits album, I bet you would know more songs than you think.
You think so?
Yeah, maybe not by name, but you would, if I were to play them, you'd be like, oh, okay, I know this song.
Posting this on the poll. Can you name a third Leonard Skinner song? And I'm wondering if I just crucified Leonard Skinner, the spelling. Because
Lynyrd.
YRD. Okay,
Yeah.
I thought it was ARD.
No.
My bad. And then
SKYNYRD.
YRD. Oh, God.
Yeah.
Jeez, oh, Pete. No wonder they kicked the bucket. That's, can't spell. Probably putting plain wires up into a tube and, Jesus. No wonder that thing hit the mountain.
I think it,
Rest in peace.
yeah.
I don't know, 50 years. We had to, come on. We still rested in peace after 50 plus years. It's a bag of bones at this point.
That's very true.
I mean, what's the cutoff for rest in peace? They've rested. I don't know if they're in peace.
Yeah.
I don't care. They were dead
peace
before
is.
I was
Ew.
born. Oh, Jesus. Also, they did, it wasn't even pieces. They rested in bones. They burned up. Jesus. Rest in peace. So okay. And what did you say the second act was?
Foreigner.
Okay. Fun show. Also similar. Not plane crash similar, but not many originals, right?
I honestly have no clue.
I would be more excited for Foreigner
Okay.
than I would be Leonard Skinner in the year 2026. But again, that's personal preference. Let me see who the current members of Foreigner are. I'm guessing none that you would be able to name. Like, there's no...
No.
Main
Lou Graham?
Mick Jones, Jeff Pilson, Michael Bluestein, Bruce Watson, Chris Frazier, Luis Maldonado, who is apparently bad enough he doesn't even have a Wikipedia link, and John Roth. And, Karen Band's current lineup includes lead guitarist, keyboardist, and vocalist Mick Jones, the only remaining original member.
Okay.
So you are seeing-
I said Lou Graham. He has been out of the band for 36 years.
Out like,
No.
okay, just went separate ways.
Yeah, I guess so.
So you are seeing 12 pieces of band. One of them was there at the start.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. We're going to see a cover band, basically.
I wonder. I can't wait. I'm going to put this is, you said August, late summer?
I think so, yeah.
I'm going to put this on my calendar to ask you about after you see this. Because
great. Yeah.
I think you're going to get there. And I'm not saying you're not going to enjoy this. I think it's going to be fun, fine, whatever. I wonder during the show when you'll look back or look around you and say, what the hell am I doing here? Because you're going to see people of Foreigner's age, of Leonard Skinner's age, which again, they rose to prominence in the early 1970s and and for Foreigner, late 1970s.
Yeah, I mean, we're talking bands that 50 years ago.
You're going to feel, or at least acknowledge, that you may be the youngest people there.
I don't think that.
No,
I think that there will be. I mean, we will be on the higher end.
No question.
But I don't think we'll be the youngest.
I can't wait for a follow-up.
Okay.
Because I think you're going to have that realization during the show. And I don't know if it's going to make you feel uncomfortable. Because it's still just live music. Walks of all life are at every concert, right? I think you're going to have a self-reflective moment mid-show. And maybe it's when you realize it's like the great step-grandnephew of the original lead singer belting out Freebird.
Yeah.
That you realize maybe you feel a touch out of place. I hope you don't.
Yeah.
I hope maybe this invigorates a love of music and then you're going to the Xbox canteen to see the local punk band the following Friday.
Yeah.
I would say for you, though, 2 concerts is probably more than you've done in a year in quite a while, outside of work stuff.
Yeah, I mean...
Right, you guys used to MC large events. And
I mean, I went to a concert a couple months ago. I went to the Offspring a few months ago.
What? I'm trying to figure out how to react.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
You did?
Yeah, I saw the Offspring at the arena.
Did you have like the Fight for Your Right wristband on? Did you have like spikes sticking out of a necklace or something?
Fight for Your Right, that would have been
Beastie Boys, right?
Yeah, different band.
But that's
I loved the Offspring growing up. Like I think that was my first. It was one of my first CD or cassette purchases. Okay. And the Offspring was the first concert I ever went to.
By the way, I'm trying to say all this, even about Foreigner and Leonard Skinner, with fully aware, like one of the last shows I went to was Bob Seger, right? Because it was a retirement tour, and I remember growing up, I burned through 8 tracks of Bob Seger's old-time rock and roll.
Yeah.
Because that was my favorite music.
That kind of music just soothes the soul.
It does. No, everybody knows it. Even Bob knew it. So like I'm saying all of this self-aware that and not saying it condescending at all. Who did you invite to the Offspring show with you?
Ben. Ben went, yeah.
So you and a friend. Now, did this conversation happen between you and Annette? Where you saw the lineup? Or you saw them coming, the big announcement? You're like, hey, I'm hitting the show. Offspring are in town. You coming with?
I think that this one was... I think Ben actually said to me, because there was I think he was listening to the show one morning, and then there was a commercial that aired saying that the Offspring were coming, and he sent me a text and said like, oh, are you going to go to that, or do you want to go to that show? And I was like, yeah, I could probably get tickets for it. I think that's how it... I don't think I would have gone without the push from somebody else.
Okay, so this wouldn't have been a show where you say... Hey, I'm going to reach out to a couple people who I think may be interested in that.
I would have said, oh, I should go to that show. I would want to go to the show.
But the odds of you initiating going to that show seemed like that was not going to happen.
Yep. And I had a great time. I loved it. It was very nostalgic.
Down in the pit, doing some raging, jumping up against some people.
The section 248, row double L.
Yelling at the police. Fingers in the air.
Again, that's not the same... Not the same band.
Is that Naughty by Nature?
Now, NWA.
Ah, pretty close. Yeah. The NWO, too sweet. Wolfpack, baby. I'm just trying to get a vibe because so you're saying you're going to a show with your wife and it's Leonard Skinner and Foreigner, and you made it seem like you probably wouldn't have, if it came upon you probably wouldn't have asked Annette about, did you say Sum 41? Who was this again?
That was the Offspring.
The Offspring. I'm telling you, I'm going to get it, Steve.
Not Good Charlotte either.
No, oh boy. Now that's a band. That's a Those Madden brothers up there screaming about authority. Oh, man, those just get you going. Are you saying that The Offspring is not something you would have brought to Annette?
No, I mean, to see if she wanted to go to it,
Yeah.
she would have had no desire to go.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let's play. Can I play maybe a little bit of 20 questions
Okay.
about these concert tickets that your wife bought?
Mm-hmm.
Now, I mean, question one technically would be, were these bought without your knowledge or without like discussion of
Yes.
okay.
The reason I knew about it, we have a shared calendar.
Yep.
And it popped up on our calendar. And I said, huh?
Question two.
Okay.
Are you going?
I'm not.
Okay. So you're free. So you don't really care about this now, like the show, the people that are going. Actually, let me make that my next question. Are you upset you can't go or that you're not going?
No.
Okay. So it's not an artist you care.
No, this is something that she was out with a friend of hers. They were doing, I think they like went out for dinner or something or lunch or whatever. And I've noticed that this happens when her and this particular friend get together. Typically when they're together, I can expect while she is still gone for the next event that they're going to do together to pop up on the calendar.
Being planned.
And I get that. I totally get that.
It's a planning committee.
Well,
Under the guise of let's go have a drink. I get it.
Well, I mean, how many times have you done the whole, hey, we should do this, we should do that. But then you
do
actually
it all the time.
You actually say, let's plan it right now.
Yes.
Put it in the calendar. Because if you don't,
It won't happen.
it doesn't happen.
At our age, in your circumstances of life, it's hard to do if it's like, we'll catch up later about it. You just won't catch up later about it.
I got 2 kids.
Yeah.
How many you got?
I got 1. And we know what that means. I've done that. Listen, I've gone through rudimentary math classes, Steve, so please lay it out for the people.
I'm twice the father.
2 times.
2 times the father that you are.
No arguments here.
There's things that I've been through you couldn't even comprehend. I can't even say it seriously.
Is this an artist you would consider modern?
No.
Is it a band or a solo artist? I'm sorry, it should only be yes, no questions, right? If we're
That's all right. That's right.
Okay. Band or a solo artist?
Band.
Okay. Is it at the amphitheater? Is it arena? Is this an arena-sized musical act, or is it a
I gotta be honest,
smaller venue type musical
I know
act?
it's not arena.
Okay. Now, I think I can get the.
Hold on. Let's see. It is.
I think I can get the genre down.
Okay.
Is this a country artist?
Nope.
Wow. Okay. No. Wow. That's an upset. Would you feel out of place if you went?
I don't think so. I mean,
well, you did just say
it would be very surprising. Like if I were to tell you, "Hey, I'm going to see blah blah blah,"
Sure.
you would say you're going to be very out of place.
Okay.
So I wouldn't feel out of place. I wouldn't feel like embarrassed or anything.
Was this one that like when she did it and after like tickets were bought and you saw it on the calendar, she came home and she's like, "I'm sorry, I should have asked you first if you wanted to go." Nope. No. Okay.
No.
Okay.
Good. Let's see. I'm trying to find this.
Boy, I really thought I was going to be able to like
Date of this.
nail it down with like one of those female lead singing country music acts, but
No, because something like that, she probably would have. She would have said, "Yeah, oh, do you want to go to this?"
Yeah. Huh. Is this a blast from the past? Like something like was it reminiscing time for Annette and her friend?
It is definitely a blast from the past.
Okay.
This is somebody who her friend has been obsessed with since their debut.
Okay. Is this Green Day?
It's not Green Day.
It's not Green. Am I in a ballpark surrounding the town of Green Day? No.
Nope.
Okay.
No.
Wow.
No. I
Man.
gotta find it. God, why am I having so much trouble finding this?
Maybe it's not actually happening.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe this is the guys that they're actually just going on a girls trip or something, and you
canceled. Okay, it is. Got it. Okay. Well, it's not a good sign because it's not on their official website.
Is it at the big arena here in town?
Nope.
Okay.
No, it's coming up this August. Oh, there we go. Okay, I got it. Got it. It's at a vineyard.
Okay. I'm never going to... A million years I won't be able to guess this then, Steve. I either need a hint or can you unveil...
This is...
Vineyard?
It's at a vineyard.
Oh, there's going to be like 24 people who are being bothered because they're just there to drink wine.
That can't be right. I've never heard of this.
Oh, Jesus.
Okay.
Can you reveal this surprise concert that you weren't invited to but don't care about not being invited to, that's apparently going to be in front of some unwilling customers who just want to get a wine tasting?
How about, okay, I typed in this band's name and then hits. So it lists
all the hits.
The big chunk.
The big ones.
Yeah, where do you want me to start on this list? And I'll start like it.
Can you start 5 up? Can you start with oh boy, that does not.
How about I start at 9?
You're telling me they have 9 hits.
I'm not telling you anything. This list is telling me, and I am relaying the info.
Is this a local band?
No.
Okay, because I was going to say
not that I don't think so. I was
going to say like the Verve Pipe because they are local, and I could see the lead singer of them performing at a vineyard.
I saw the Verve Pipe last summer.
Yes,
they were fantastic.
UP Chris saw them. Shared a drink with lead singer Brian Vander Ark at the bar while they waited.
We saw them last summer. Last minute, some friends of ours said, "Hey, we're going to see them." It's
a band I'd see.
Yeah. And we saw them at this awesome outdoor venue it was like 5 minutes from my in-laws' place. It was perfect.
Man, got hammered, wandered back.
We went to Taco Bell at like 1 a.m.
There's nothing better than an adult late-night Taco Bell run, by the way.
Nope.
Okay. Start at 9, and let's see. I'll raise my hand to you to stop when I think I recognize something.
All right. Number 9. Off of the 2022 Red, Green, Blue album. Write You a Song.
No.
Weird.
It's number 8, right?
That was number 8. Yeah.
Nope. Hand is going to be down.
If Only.
Nope. That's number 7.
Where's the Love? Nope, not that one.
Not even that good one. Okay.
That's Where Is the Love?
Didn't want to get sued. I understand. Yeah. Okay, we're into the top 5 now. That's 4.
Okay,
9, 8, 7, 6.
Number 5. This Time Around.
Okay. That's sparking like something familiar.
That was from a 2000 album.
Okay, now that would be an era where
2000 album titled This Time Around.
Okay, number 4.
From 1997's Middle of Nowhere, I Will Come to You.
Nothing. Middle of Nowhere.
2004 brought us the Underneath album.
Okay, did it?
With the song Penny and Me.
Oh, no chance. No.
Okay.
I've never heard those words put together in that order.
Boy, we're into
This is top 2.
Top 2. 2000 from the This Time Around album.
Sounds like it was a big album.
Save Me.
Is this the Crash Test Dummies or something?
It is not.
Okay, the top hit for this group, I'm going to guess it's coming off of This Time Around album.
No, it's coming off of 1997's Middle of Nowhere.
Oh, wow. Okay, the debut, it sounds like. Number 1.
Bop.
Oh, my God. They're seeing Hanson at a winery?
They are. Yeah.
Good for them.
You were close, though, with Crash Test Dummies, because Bop is MMM Bop.
Yeah.
And Crash Test Dummies had... oh, wait, no. Is that...
Yes, you're right. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. You're right. I was close. Because they both suck and they both haven't done anything in 25 years.
That's going to be insulting.
Fast 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Yeah, it's been a while.
It has been a long way. I love bringing this back, though.
Yeah.
And then every time I'm like, hey, we're going to do this is the fast one. We're going to do it fast today.
Yeah.
And then it ends up taking an hour and a half.
Uh-huh.
Would you like to lead off today, Steve?
Sure,
or me?
yeah.
Okay,
yeah,
go ahead.
All right, first on my list. Actually, where is my list? There it is. Here we go. First on my list, gas prices. Hey-oh. Hey.
It's a talking point only when some people or certain people want it to be a talking point, and otherwise it's just a means to an end for people. I don't know when gas prices became a political thing, but when they stopped becoming a political thing, seems to be pretty apparent based on the news cycle.
Mm-hmm.
Oof, embarrassing.
Yeah. Next, Stephen Colbert.
That's sad, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't consume late night television anymore. I was a Conan fan. But yeah, it's sad that as an entity is just gone.
Yeah. I mean, what, 40 years?
Yeah. Letterman to Colbert, for that to just end.
Yeah.
Seemingly, I shouldn't say it's a political leaning, but seemingly for that reason is a real bummer.
Next on my list, Ronda Rousey, Gina Carano?
Gina Carano.
Okay.
I fell asleep just before walkouts and just turned the TV off because I realized I didn't care as much as I initially thought.
Oh, well.
I hate them both.
Even if you had been away, you basically missed the fight by, 3 minutes then?
Yes, that sounds about right.
17 seconds, armbar.
Yeah.
Which was kind of her go-to finisher.
Yeah, 44-year-old who had to lose 100 pounds just to make this fight happen.
Yikes.
Turns out wasn't cut out to be in there, actually.
Yeah. The latest on Mike Vrabel and Diana Rossini is number 4.
I can't stop being fascinated with it.
Right?
I can't, those are parties of a team that I couldn't care. I have no tie to, yet I am infatuated with this. And I'll talk more about that on the turnaround.
And finally on my list is Spirit Airlines. R.I.P. Spirit Airlines.
I think I flew Spirit once, and it was when you and I went to Boston out of Detroit. So I'm not like a Spirit customer, but I know for a fact it's bad for the industry as a whole for an airline to go under.
Especially when it is one of the ones that was a budget airline.
Yes, because all that means for the rest of people who want to fly or take vacations is now you have fewer options, which inherently means it's more expensive. So Spirit didn't have a sterling reputation in terms of what it provided, but it was a means to an end. For families and people on a budget to be able to take their kids to Disney World, or forget Disney World, anywhere, that was an option for them. I'm part of that group.
Sure.
If I see flights that are outrageous, I'm sorry, it's not happening.
I don't have any allegiance towards airlines. I think airlines think that people have allegiances towards them, and they'll say, thank you for flying whatever airline. It's like, dude, I'm flying your airline because you flew out of the airport that is closest to me, and you were the cheapest.
Yeah.
In my case, I know not all people do that. There are some diehards I only fly American, or I only fly Delta, or whatever.
Yeah.
I have found I do a decent amount of flying, so I'm aware that the experience from one airline to the next, they're all pretty much the same.
Right.
There aren't really any that I look at and say oh, they're the top tier or whatever.
And the amenities, as airlines age, amenities go down anyway.
Yeah.
I think some airline, I think it was Delta, announced that on domestic flights less than 2 hours, I think they said they're not going to distribute
no
drinks and snacks anymore.
Yeah.
And you're paying for a seat. You're paying for a seat in a cylinder of sheet metal.
Yeah.
And hoping to get where you're going.
Yeah.
That's what you're paying for now.
Pretty much.
Crazy.
Okay, before that, we had Mike Vrabel and Diana Rossini. What's the latest on that?
I am fascinated, right?
Yeah.
I'm fascinated by it. This has been one of the more insane news cycles to see, because when this came out, the first pictures came out initially. If one of those pictures of a side hug was released, it's maybe they ran into each other. The second picture of the interlocked fingers, Steve, can you name one person other than your wife that you've interlocked fingers with in the last... if you and I interlock fingers right now, would you feel uncomfortable?
Yeah, for a multitude of reasons.
No question.
Yeah.
That became weird. And then
my wife, my kids.
Yes. Then the very strong denials by both parties. But then radio silence. But then the drip drip. And that's where the news crushes you. Because it's the drip drip. It's the weird story about, hey, you're not going to believe this. This woman who may have been caught in an affair, she just rescued someone from an overturned car.
Yeah.
That was very strange.
I don't know a whole lot about that. Was that all fake too?
It seems like now the reports after that, I don't even think she was there, let alone in the same town, or definitely not at the scene of his car accident. That's one of the least weird things, right? Because then it was, this is legitimate. Because I should say, Diana Rossini was a contributing member of a show I listen to every day, the Dan Le Batard Show. Should be on once a week, talking NFL. So all of these social media clips that came out after this about her dumping on her husband,
making comments about her husband,
were 90% on this podcast. I'd heard them all before. So it's a bummer for me to see it. I don't know how you can go around and say she wasn't sleeping with Mike Vrabel, right?
Yeah, I mean, that seems like that is the one thing that everyone does know.
And now it all comes to a head with the Mother's Day photo that appears to be staged this last weekend of her wrapping her arm around his neck, giving her husband a kiss.
Yeah.
But like, hey, her husband's hat backwards. Like, has anybody ever seen her husband with a backward hat? Because they want to see his face. Like, and then he wraps his arm around her back to make sure that you can see the wedding ring.
Oh wow! I didn't even. I saw that there was a picture, but I didn't dig into it that much.
Everything this woman does now is going to be dissected.
Yeah.
Publicly.
Is her career over?
Yes. In that industry, absolutely.
But why is his career not over?
I mean, that's like Vrabel. Exactly. Yeah. That is, it's the double standard. It is.
Right.
Because
technically neither of them did. Well, I would think that both of them did things that were detrimental to their careers because there's like there's professional relationships at stake there.
Yeah.
And I don't understand how he didn't also violate some type of agreement that he has with his team where it's like, hey, these are people that report on us, so you have to maintain a professional relationship with them.
I think there would have been more smoke to the idea of Vrabel being in trouble had the NFL announced an investigation.
Yeah.
But once it's up to the team to determine personal conduct.
He took him to the Super Bowl 3 months ago.
And nobody cares.
Yeah.
Why would the team care?
Right.
Sleep with who you want.
Yeah.
This is not the first coach that's been involved. Like, it's not public, but like Sean McVay has kind of been rumored to have been, before he was a head coach, even when he started being a head coach, sleeping with random reporters and people. The difference is now people going back to Diana Rossini articles from 2020 when he was with the Titans, 2021 when there were discussions of a receiver being traded, even now with their wide receiver A.J. Brown from your beloved Philadelphia Eagles being traded. People are like, well, how did this information get out? But then the asking price for that trade was actually very much different. Was she doing the bidding of the team to lower or up the price for her lover? And then the biggest twist of all is, fair or unfair, the paternity of her children being questioned.
There's the picture of them taking a private boat ride together when she's 7 months pregnant.
7 months pregnant, going on a rowboat or whatever out in a river by yourselves. How is that not weird?
Right?
I think it's all fair at this point, and I don't know how she essentially one day that profession for her is done. I don't think there's any way back. No industry will, no outlet, I should say, will have her back. Yeah. Now, would teams give her access as, hey, I'm starting up DianaRossini.com. I'm going to be reporting on NFL news. Can I have a press pass to your conferences, right? Maybe. I don't think so, though. Mm-hmm. I think they live off, I think it's, Shake Shack Man, which is what her husband does. He's the CEO at Shake Shack.
I mean, granted, she's made I'm sure a ton of money.
Yeah.
She's very, very well off.
I don't know why. I'm not saying I care. I every article, like, ooh, okay, what's the news update? I'll click on that.
Yeah.
I want to know.
Because there's always more.
There is. And that's why people are thinking this is calculated, because the drip of news are like, are we waiting for people kind of predicted there might be a bigger one coming when he announced he was going to skip day 2 of the draft.
Yeah.
He was like, oh, something else is coming out. And I don't know if that was the boat or if that was the bar photos where his hand was on her arm or whatever.
Yeah, they're kissing.
Yeah. And then the kiss and the casino photo.
Yeah.
Like, clearly people are going through their camera rolls and trying to find these, or they know that like TMZ or whoever has them and they're being, hey, release this then. Release this like this. It's a calculated campaign. Right. Maybe.
Before that, we had Ronda Rousey and Gina Carano.
Yeah, boy, 2 buttholes fighting it out. I decided at midnight that I didn't care. I heavily dislike both of them. Really, really dislike both of them.
I've never been into MMA, really. I've watched a handful of fights in my life.
I like them both.
And I knew Ronda Rousey's reputation. I have seen her fight before. She dominated for a while, and then she was at Holly Holm.
Yes.
That kind of retired her.
Got kicked in the head by Holly Holm, and then got knocked out by Amanda Nunes.
Mm-hmm.
And she turned into a gigantic baby after that. But even before that, she had posted vile stuff regarding like Sandy Hook. And had to apologize for those items. So
Like Alex Jones type
Yes.
stuff? Wow.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Had to apologize. She was a Sandy Hook truther. Hated her ever since then. Did not like her fighting style anyway. And then Gina Carano became an outspoken right-wing person. Started blaming Disney for firing her, saying that it was politically motivated. So
I'd never heard of her.
Gina
before,
Carano?
Before all of this. So
See-
she was like on the very early end of women's MMA.
She was pre-Rousey, and you can look at her and realize why she was on the forefront of that movement.
Okay.
She's an attractive woman.
Yeah.
So the push was, even looking back, was, hey, she's an okay fighter,
Yeah.
but hey, she's pretty. Why isn't women's MMA in the forefront? Well, people are saying that because she's an attractive woman,
Right.
Less so because of the fighting. So she was out of MMA before it became mainstream female MMA. Rousey was the face of that part of the movement.
Got it.
So Gina Carano's 44 years old.
Okay.
Made a post last week that she had to lose 100 pounds to make weight for this. She was up into the 240s to make weight for this fight.
Jeez.
So it took her like a year.
Good for her.
No question.
Yeah.
It's great for her. She's still a gigantic butthole who I hate.
Okay.
So I realized that far too late last night. I watched, they had some other okay fights. Francis Ngannou, who was one of the premier heavyweights of our lifetime, fought. Two way old, like welterweights, Nate Diaz and Mike Perry fought, and those a couple of buttholes. I got through that fight and realized, what am I doing? Sitting in bed, 98% asleep. Finally startled myself awake during one more video package and go, where's the remote? I'm turning this off.
I'm
I
done.
don't care.
Yeah.
So I didn't see it. And as you said, 17 seconds, didn't miss much.
Jeez. Before that, number 2 on my list was Stephen Colbert.
Yeah,
He,
a bummer
at this point, he is done, right?
I believe so.
Yeah.
Is it? Yeah. It's sad.
Thought it was the 20th, 21st, something like that. So yeah, about a week ago.
I think I can pinpoint late night dying when Jimmy Fallon got the Tonight Show. For me, personally. It became less about the talk show experience
Yeah.
rather than, hey, here's Jenna Fisher in a blow-up bubble. She's going to run through a wall of whipped cream. Like, it's just dumb stuff, right? It became games and antics to do, like, TikTok shorts. And Jimmy Fallon, I'm saying this, horrific interviewer and horrific as a host.
Yeah.
Okay? Laughs at everything. He's a gigantic caricature of what a host should be. I thought when Conan got let go and they gave Fallon that job, it became untenable for the industry. And then it seems like networks have bowed to some political pressure at this point.
Man, that Conan thing, that was
Nasty work by Jay
15
Leno.
years ago at this point.
Yeah.
How long did Leno come back for?
It goes like 5 years until they gave it to Fallon. Leno sunk Conan's ability to run the Tonight Show by saying, I want a primetime show. When ratings for that were horrific coming into the late night show, they didn't give Conan a sufficient chance to catch on, who was admittedly a weird dude.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I think now you look back and see, I'm not going to say who won, but people revere Conan.
Yeah.
His show, Conan Without Borders, is winning awards.
Yep.
His podcast is massively popular. Long been a Conan fan. Yeah, and it seems like networks have bowed to some political pressure now with letting Colbert go.
Sure does seem like it.
Jimmy Fallon mussing Trump's hair however many years ago. Like, all of these things you look back on, you're like, oh boy, this is some gross stuff to see now.
And first on the list was gas prices. I'll tell you what, Kyle, I'm glad that you asked about this because I'm really enjoying my 7 cents per kilowatt hour. How about those $5 gas prices?
Of the car you hate?
Of the stupid car that I hate.
Stupid car,
Remember,
that's right.
it is a very stupid car.
That's right. A few things didn't work as intended. Still in the garage. Saw it when I pulled in today.
Still in the garage.
Yeah. The auction didn't pan out a month or so ago. We never did follow up on that.
I've watched a handful of them.
Yeah.
No.
You're still looking for murder EVs, right?
I'm still looking for murder EVs.
Okay, so the ones that have had some tragedy surrounding it so you can get them on the cheap.
Absolutely.
And then you just throw a little holy water on there, get
pixie
rid
dust.
of the ghosts. And then,
I mean, look, I just need something with a dark interior.
Yes.
So that the blood is not as noticeable.
A magic eraser can do a lot of good work as Steve hunts for a new car.
Fast five. Zing, zing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
And we're going to run through these. First one, hantavirus.
Oh, yeah. No. Not worried about that at all.
And clear. Okay, that was me. Obviously, that's a very notable audio clip pre-COVID. No, not pre. Like start of COVID.
It was the beginning of COVID.
Of me loudly guffawing at the idea that it could be anything. I am in your camp though, but I luckily left that buffer. So when I cut that clip,
Sure, yeah.
when like 2 million people have died, that I won't be in that same audio clip as you. Yeah, that seems weird, right? Like it has long been a thing apparently. But now I don't know if scientists are scratching their head and saying, can this be transmitted among people? And I am admittedly not looking online for it because I don't want to know if 50% of the Earth's population is going to die because they said this one, you know what? I'm sorry. This is the wrong way to do it. We'll get to that on the turnaround. The NFL schedule release, Steve. Were you tuned in?
No, but I do like how each team has kind of made it.
Yeah.
It's like their social media launch for the year.
Yeah.
You know, they take great pride in it, and they all come up with creative ways to announce it. I enjoy that.
It will not surprise you then that I am old man shaking fist at cloud with that.
Oh, really?
I don't like it.
You don't like it? You don't like all the youngster hoo-ha?
I'm a guy who likes the NFL draft.
Yeah.
To me, this being a thing is the dumbest thing possible. Next up, Conor McGregor.
Oh, I saw. Is he coming back? He's going to fight again?
It was announced during Francis Ngannou's walkout, who Francis Ngannou, the highest profile UFC departure to date. He left as the heavyweight champion. So never lost the championship. So he was referred to on this MMA event as the lineal heavyweight champion because even though he left the UFC, he never lost the belt.
Yeah.
They announced it during that he's coming back in July. Now he's on a how many fight losing streak, Conor McGregor? Hasn't fought in years. Also, gigantic butthole. If you can tell, there's a running theme here with these MMA people that are very popular. Gigantic butthole. Yeah, now it's coming back in July.
All right.
After that, Diana Rossini.
What can be said that we haven't said already? I'm addicted to this scandal.
Yeah, you're going to be there clicking. I'm going to the TMZ link that comes out probably tomorrow. I'll send it to you.
Okay,
and we can
appreciate
commiserate over it. And lastly, Spencer Pratt. Does that name ring a bell to you?
He was from what was the reality show?
Laguna Beach or The Hill? One of those. The OC one of those, right? On MTV.
I know that he is somehow politically involved now.
Yeah, he's now running for mayor of Los Angeles.
Oh, okay.
And has, no surprise, run into many issues. Lying, because of course, the most recent one was this week where he released a video, a campaign ad saying like, "This is where I live because my house burned up in the LA fires a couple years ago," and it was a trailer. Yeah. Because I don't know if that's what he was provided by the city until his house could be rebuilt. I know that has been astonishingly slow for a lot of people. I heard Conan O'Brien's assistant, Sona Mosesian, was on a different podcast recently where she had said like, yeah, my house still isn't rebuilt either. But the problem is Spencer Pratt doing this campaign ad, and it came out that he's actually been living in the $1,500 a night Hilton or Four Seasons for the last multiple years. Okay. And also, technically that home wasn't his because he's declared bankruptcy so many times, no place would give him a mortgage.
So it wasn't technically his. It was the home where he may have been living, but it was not his home.
He's bankrupted multiple businesses, had so many issues with like TMZ level headlines over the years because he's not a smart man. So not surprising. Here we are. About to be the mayor of, is that the second largest city?
Is he going to win?
I have no idea what the polling looks like on Karen Bass versus Spencer Pratt for the mayorship of Los Angeles.
Okay.
I would assume Los Angeles is pretty heavy left leaning.
Yeah,
I don't know
I would assume so.
I don't know the communities surrounding that area. Mm-hmm. I would assume he stands no chance. I would have told you that in 2016 in November. I would have told you that in 2024 in November.
Yeah.
About the bigger election.
Right, yeah.
And I was wrong on those. Before that, Diana Rossini, we dissected that ad nauseum.
Give me more. Give me all the smoke.
If you're the husband and you're coming back from that 7-month pregnant boat ride and sticking with her, you've got much more heart than I do.
I couldn't do it. I could
2
not
kids
do that
or
at
not,
all.
man.
Nope.
You're now the only one with a career.
Yeah.
What are you holding on to, bud?
Yeah, no, that's
and
over.
Also, mediation should go pretty smoothly for you.
Mm-hmm.
We got quite a bit of evidence that says you're going to win whatever you want to win.
Yeah.
And maybe he's not as vindictive as I am, but that's the first call I'm making as an attorney.
Yeah.
And then I'm moving into the $1,500 a night Four Seasons hotel while this all gets hashed out. Before that, Conor McGregor He's still, for all of his shortcomings as a fighter in his age, he is still a draw. Will you be tuning in or looking for a way to tune in July?
No.
What if I tell you it's $9.99 on Paramount now? It's not a pay-per-view anymore.
Nope.
Not tuning in.
No.
Now, is it an active
I would
choice
not.
by you?
I would not pay to watch any fight.
What if I give you the login? You tuning in or no?
Night of the week.
It's a Saturday. It's a UFC pay-per-view on a weekend.
Okay. You wanna?
Do you want to hang out during? No, good. Steve, I fell asleep before the main event of this
I'll
one
bring
last
a crock pot of something.
I do think they are starting these earlier.
Maybe some.
I do think they're starting the UFC events earlier
What do you
because...
think about like a crock pot, like something that we can dip some scoops into?
Are you talking like maybe some queso or something?
Absolutely.
You want to have a queso night? Conor McGregor queso night!
Conor McGregor queso night.
Can't wait.
Give me
See
the
you
date again.
I believe it's July 11th, Steve.
Sorry about that.
How do you know? You don't have your calendar open.
I do have my calendar
There's
open.
no way you're busy on July the 11th. 2 months
July
out.
11th, I will be in Florida.
You're good. You're doing a Florida July visit?
I know.
Steve.
I know.
Steve. Please, can you, well, if you have anything, can you add that to the timestamp, Doc? Because I need to yell at you about that next week. That's an insane decision on your end.
It's not ideal.
I can't wait to hear about it. Before that, the NFL schedule release. You said you kind of like the idea of the... Now, I'm assuming you consume it the next day.
Yeah.
Based on clips of like, hey, these are the good ones, these are the bad
Are you
ones.
asking if I like stay up until midnight or whatever?
Because it's not... They're like, hey, NFL release 8 p.m. That's what it is. It is 8 p.m. But you're not like waiting. No. You're not refreshing social media waiting for the Eagles' hilarity, right?
No.
I think it's dumb. And again, I am a person who consumes the NFL draft.
I enjoyed it when, I think it was the Titans a couple of years ago. They were out on like Broadway or whatever.
Yeah.
And we had talked about this on the side gig last week too. But I think we were combining some stories. But they would hold up a picture of the opponent and the people would have to be like, oh, that's the Buffalo Bills.
Yeah.
But they found people who obviously were not football fans. So they'd be like, is that the Charlotte Bobcats? And then they would have like the logo pop up on the screen. It was really funny the way that they did it. I'm not exactly explaining it as good as it was.
The Titans, the
think
Chargers are like known for that level of humor and quality. Like those teams do good work.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't care. And then you have a team like the Bucks who there's a fine line, I guess. So the Buccaneers just had a bunch of celebrities, right? And they had Burt Kreischer taking his shirt off 15 seconds in. And then the internet is like, hey, lame-os. This was so 2 years ago.
Right.
I would never be able to thread that needle. I don't know what's cool or funny. So I just choose to stay out of it.
Well, that's why I'm assuming that every team has like a 21-year-old influencer type person who just stares at TikTok all day to find out what's popular.
Yes. And I'm sitting here and I see like the Detroit Lions one, which was the opposite of all this year. It was the coach sitting at his desk in the office. He's printing something off and it's audio of like people saying, if the Lions window's closed, if the Lions suck now, and all of that type of stuff. And then and then it's like, it says like all business. And then he just pins the schedule on the tack board.
Yeah.
And all I noticed, Steve, is a typo.
Really?
Yes. They had January 19 or whatever their last game of the season, 2026. I'm like, well, that'd be the next year, you idiots. It's 2027. 2026 now. It's all the fall game. That's all I noticed. The dumbest stuff possible. I think it's dumb. I think it's very dumb. And lastly, on the Fast Five, hantavirus.
Yeah, not worried about that at all.
If I'm going to tell you to pick.
No chance of that.
If I'm going to tell you to pick, and I'm going to give you 3 barometers. Mm-hmm. And the first barometer, I'm going to call it a nothing burger.
Okay.
The mid-level, I'll call COVID. Okay? Which I believe
mid-level is COVID?
Worldwide was like 7 million deaths. And then the high water mark, I'm going to put it the Spanish flu. 1918, that killed anywhere between like 20 and 50 million people.
Okay.
How are you going to...
Spanish flu is out.
Okay. What are you...
I have any knowledge of...
No. We're Spanish flu pandemic of 1918 pretty much experts.
Yeah, check out the tags in this week's episode.
Spanish flu and feet. Going to start removing other items so we can fit those in.
Yeah.
Where are you putting it?
Are we talking where I think or where I hope?
On the record, man. I want you on the record. Where do you think Hantavirus ends up 5 years when we look back at this?
Nothing burger.
There it is. Steve is on the record in the middle of 2026 that Hantavirus is and will be a nothing burger. You know what? Hang on. Okay, that can isolate that. I agree.
Okay, good.
I'm on board. I think we're all kind of naturally predisposed now to when we hear these start. I think all of our temperatures are going to raise a little bit, right?
Yeah.
We're all going to be a little more on the lookout for. What am I on the lookout for, though? Rats?
Like people getting too close to me?
Yeah. Boy, I sure hope that rat doesn't bite me that I also don't see because I haven't seen a rat ever.
Right.
Like,
yeah.
I don't know. There's nothing I can be on the lookout for, and there's nothing that I can do. But when I read a doctor's report on hantavirus that said, like, this isn't COVID treatment. This is, if you pray, it's a 50-50 if you get it.
Oh, good. Good. But I have to be bitten by a rat?
That's the fear, is that now it has maybe
mutated,
transmogrified into a human-to-human transmissible disease based on what's coming out of this cruise ship. We don't know. Nobody knows. We're sending helicopters because nobody actually wants to treat these people because they're all afraid of getting it.
Do we sink the ship?
Just put a glacier out there or, put a lazy cook out there and it'll do it for us.
There you have it. Fast Five. First time we've done that in at least 3-4 months.
Yeah, I do enjoy it. I love bringing back the Fast Five. I do love it.
All right. So on social media at Steve and Kyle, by this point, you can check to see all of the posts that we had from Boston.
Yeah, I'm hoping. I mean, there'll be short videos, maybe some stuff from the concert of singing along, me probably with tears in my eyes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because we don't know. I don't know. Is this the last time I see Bruce Springsteen?
Could be.
Do you think of that way at all?
Not really.
Like, now that I've said it, are you like, oh, yeah, maybe? I mean, he's in his late 70s. And
yeah. I mean, it's very possible.
Does that make you sad, though, that this might be, like, I don't know. I'm not a big music guy, so I don't know how to feel. Like, I'm excited to see him, but I'm also like, is this the last time?
I mean, I was disappointed when Gordon Lightfoot died, like, months before we were planning on going to see him.
He was, yeah. He was going to be at a vineyard, and we were going to pay $155 a ticket.
Yeah, he's opening for Hanson.
And now, Bop. As he pushes his power chair off the vineyard stage.
Rascal. Yeah, right into a lake.
Someone go get Gordo! He's sinking!
He wants to rest with his the subjects of his latest hit, or his biggest hit. All right, at Steve and Kyle, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Blue Sky. We'll talk to you next week.